Now we wait, see who shows up. Got one person. What's up, bro? The great shaman of the Northwoods. Dude, I'm so happy to hear from you, man. How are you? Out of anybody that could join this live, it's fucking Will Psychonaut Jordan. Dude, we gotta link up again, even if it's just you and I. It'd be really fun. I haven't hit up Alex in quite a long time, man. How's he doing? I saw that you guys went on like a skiing trip recently. Nice, dude. So you're done with the dog walking job? You on here snitching? Snitching on who, bro? Hello, Michelle Solis. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Do you know where Kevin Hart is? Nah, dude. Is this KG? Is this who I think it is? KMG? Do I know where Kevin Hart is? Nope. It's not how you spell his last name, bro. KMG? Is this my bro? Is this Crank? KG. Is it you, bro? Are you sitting there in fucking Puerto Rico right now watching me? Northwood Psychonaut link out, yeah. Yeah, we got to do it again, man. It's always good to talk with you guys. Yeah, what's the new door-to-door sales job that you have? You snitch. Am I snitching on what you're doing, like where you're at? No. Dude, I was wondering if you ran into anything like any sort of like, who am I? Is it Keegan? Is it my bro? I don't know. KG. I don't know. Your mom. This? Nah, I don't know, man. I don't know who you are. Nice, bro. Yeah, I looked a little bit at a job as a like a door-to-door salesman job for like a roof repair company. Takorio, what's up, bro? How are you? You be snitching. Hi, Ernesto. How you doing? You play Fortnite? Nope, but I do play PUBG, and that's literally the only game I play is PUBG. How you doing, Ernesto? Thank you for pulling up, bro. And yeah, if any of you have any questions about anything, ask away. It's like a Q&A. I'm trying to like just familiarize myself like in the moment with people that watch my channel or just new people. Yeah, dude, hit me up whenever you want, Will. I would love to talk, man. We can even situate something with doing like a collab again about anything, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's always nice to hear from you, man. I hope you're well. Skibbity Ohio Rizzler. What a name, bro. Come on. What's my name? My name is Devin. Hey, man, how's it going? It's going good, bro. Thank you for pulling up. Just doing a live. This is like my third ever live that I've done. The last one I did was like 10 months ago. So yeah, I'm just testing out the waters again, seeing what's going on. It's definitely weird. It's definitely weird, like, just kind of sitting here, watching people pull up. Like, I don't have something to talk about, you know what I'm saying? I didn't come here with a, today we'll be talking about, you know what I mean? I'm just kind of hanging out. But yeah, it's going good, bro. It's going good. Drinking some vanilla chai tea. Talk about my favorite song. I was actually just thinking about that the other day. I don't have not only a favorite song, but I don't even have like a favorite artist or a favorite genre. I just listen to a whole bunch of stuff and like it alternates. You got any favorites? Dude, it's funny you say that because I don't smoke weed anymore. I used to, but the bong was my preferred method of smoking. Like joints were kind of like a hangout social kind of thing. Like I remember when I was a stoner and I'd smoke weed all day. It was like joints didn't even get me high. Like I'd sit there and I'd smoke a whole joint and I wouldn't feel high. But a bong rip, that was where it was at. It was just the intensity of it, you know what I mean? No way! Takoya, you got me into playing the harmonium. Dude, that is so awesome, and it's funny that you say that because I was thinking about pulling out the harmonium and playing just as like a pastime while I'm sitting here on the live. But yeah, that's really cool, man. Every now and then, I don't play it much, and also I can't really play it. Like I'm not good at playing it, but every now and then I'll pull it out and I'll just do like a chord, just a droning chord, and it's very meditative. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's kind of like the harmonium is breathing. It's like a ritual kind of like when you let go of the bellows, it brings air into it, And then by playing the chords that you're choosing, it's breathing that air back out, and it's kind of like it's infusing the air of the room with the devotion or with the meditative space that you're in. It's infusing the room and the air with intention. You know, it's really cool. Not to mention, it's a beautiful sound. Ernesto, I'm good, bro. Glad to be hanging out on live. How are you doing? Where are you at? Where are you located, bro? What kind of religions would those be? Uriel. I feel like all religions, like, I mean, I don't know, don't quote me on this, but I feel like all religions have a form of meditation, whether that be like the meditation of devotion or like straight up meditation. You know what I mean? Buddhism, yeah, Buddhism. I appreciate Buddhism. I got like I don't know if you can see it, but I have this stack. This is like my Buddhist table. You know what I mean? And I got this whole stack of books on Buddhism. I really appreciate Buddhism. Like, I personally lean more towards, like, as far as like religion goes or spiritual practice goes, I kind of lean more towards Hinduism. Maybe even Zen. I mean, I have the Tao Te Ching right here. I was reading this when I went live. But yeah, I lean more towards Hinduism, and that's just because I'm like a very like intense, passionate, emotional person, you know, and Hinduism kind of has a nice little home for all of that. But Buddhism is the thing you do when you just want to clean it all out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like it cuts to the chase. It's like no God, no nonsense. Yes, you're in ecstasy. Yes, you're in pain. Yes, you're depressed. But focus on the breath. You know, go back to the breath. It's very clean and very simple, and it definitely has its place in my life. I actually have a funny story as far as like my how I would define my personal spiritual practice. Me and my friend last November, was it? Yeah, yeah, it was last November. Me and my wait, was it last November? Or was it a friggin' year ago, bro? I can't. That's far out. I can't remember when this was, but like last November at some point, me and my friend went to a Buddhist monastery, and we did this a year ago too, and it was a beautiful experience. We stayed for 5 days, and it was an incredible experience to immerse ourselves in that Buddhist tradition, you know, and meditating at 5 in the morning and 7 in the evening for an hour straight. That's really intense. I don't know how long you meditate, but to sit in meditation for an hour in a silent room with a bunch of other full-grown adults and like a bunch of monks, you know, it's a really far out setting. But yeah, our first visit to the Buddhist monastery was incredible. But we went again last November, and it was really funny, bro, because we kind of went to this Buddhist monastery this second time because it was the next year, and we thought it would be just as good and just as beneficial as it was last time. And you know, it looks good on paper. Like I went to a Buddhist monastery for my vacation. You know what I'm saying? So we went to this Buddhist monastery, and we like tried to like sink into the environment. You know, I hope you don't mean 12 hours as in meditating for 12 hours, bro. That's wild. But yeah, we went to this monastery, and literally, it was like we couldn't sink into the environment. We started to slowly realize we were going to be there for 5 days. And we started to slowly realize, like, why are we even here, bro? Like, it felt like we were forcing it. It felt like we were forcing ourselves to be there because we feel like we should be there. You know what I mean? And it's funny because, like, in the evenings, me and my friend, we would hang out up in our little rooms, and we would talk and laugh and reconnect. And me and this friend don't hang out a lot, but we went to this monastery together, and it was like we came to this realization that the reason we were at that monastery was to reconnect with each other. And that was the only reason we were there. We were at that monastery as a means of him and I reconnecting with each other. And once we'd reconnected in that space of love with each other, there was no need to be there, because we both felt this feeling of like, we don't have to be here. You know what I'm saying? And obviously we felt like guilty for like wanting to leave, because, you know, I gave out. I gave up on my monastery stay, you know what I mean? I gave in. I couldn't do it. But we just didn't feel like it was beneficial. And so 3 days in, 3 days in, we decided to pack up and leave. And it was hilarious because, you know, we woke up in the morning and we were going to meditate and like go to the sala to meditate with everybody for morning puja. And dude, I woke up and I was like, you know, it's 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, I don't feel like being here, bro. Like, I don't feel like getting up for meditation, you know what I mean? So I just kept sleeping. And my friend Jake, he's like, dude, if Devin doesn't go to morning puja, I'm definitely not going. And when we woke up that morning, he came into my room and he's like, dude, you want to just leave today? And it was so funny because, like, I mean, not only was it funny, but it was interesting that we didn't feel the inclination to want to stay there. You know what I mean? And as we packed up and left, and we were in the car, and we're driving away from this monastery, and I'd taken PTO from work to cover the time I was going to stay at this monastery. And as we're leaving, I'm realizing, like, that this is my spiritual path. My spiritual path isn't at a Buddhist monastery for 5 days in November once a year. My spiritual path is whatever drove me to go and drove my friend Jake to go, and us reconnecting, and then increasingly feeling like we don't want to be there, and then leaving. That's my spiritual path. It's this thing that it's like a string, and I'm being pulled along this string, and my job is to follow that thread of what my heart is calling me to do. You know what I mean? And because there was this feeling of guilt of like, oh, I left the retreat, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was a really interesting experience. I almost made a video talking about that, but I was like, whatever, like, I'll talk about it some other time, you know? Yeah, man, I feel you. And it's crazy, like, living as a monk, you know, we were doing like a work period, and I was working with one of these monks, and I asked him, I was like, do you enjoy being a monk? And he was like, I wouldn't say I enjoy it, but it's very beneficial. And that's a really interesting take, because, like, I'm coming from the perspective of, you having a good time, bro? Like, you're a monk. Like, do you enjoy this? You know what I mean? And that statement was very interesting, that I don't necessarily enjoy it, but it's very beneficial. And I do gotta say, that monastery is a beautiful environment. And if you need some time to wind down and to let things marinate and to take yourself out of the hustle and bustle of your job and your daily life and all the hobbies and all the stuff you're racing around with, a Buddhist retreat is beautiful, you know? Being many times. So you were an ordained monk multiple times? Paramahansa Yogananda is an incredible being, a God-conscious being. With the Self-Realization Fellowship, isn't that what he founded back in the, I don't know when he created it, or is that something that's kind of created in honor of his teachings? But yes, I have indeed heard of Paramahansa Yogananda, and he has a mind like a crystal. It's so, when I listen to him or when I read his words, it's so to the point. No bullshit. Cuts right through all of it. It's incredible. And I haven't came across anybody like that, that has that quality of just pureness and articulation. It's beautiful. Yeah. Zen Buddhism too, bro, is crazy. You know what I mean? I mean, it's all kind of crazy. Like, where I went, the ordained monks there, they live in these little kutis, these little huts out in the woods, And you go into one of these cooties, bro, and it's just, there's a cushion for meditating, there's a bed for sleeping, and there's a statue of Buddha. And it's like I'd lose my shit. I could only do that for a short period of time before it's like I couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? But it blows me away that these people, these human beings, just like you and I, are out here in the woods with bald heads and orange robes, and they just meditate all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Zen is beautiful, bro. Zen Buddhism. Oh my gosh. I love the koans, the koans. I love that stuff so much. I had an old series, an old playlist on my YouTube that I kind of like didn't keep updating, called Coffee and Koans, where in the morning I would pick one of my like favorite koans, and I would talk about it. I would share it, and I'd sip my morning coffee, and I'd do what you're not supposed to do with the koans, where I describe what I think it means. And it was really fun. It was, yeah, there's something in Zen Buddhism that's very rascally. You know what I mean? It's very sweet. It's very sweet. I appreciate all this shit, you know what I mean? Zen, Taoism, Tao Te Ching, Buddhism, traditional Buddhism, Hinduism. You know what I mean? I love all this stuff. It's all so incredible. Shamanism, South American shamanism, Native American shamanism. They all have to do with the heart. They all have to do with the heart and the soul and connection to nature and learning how to simmer our shit down. It's incredible. Yes, unpack a koan over coffee. It was really fun, bro. It was really fun. I'd wake up, I'd light an incense, I'd get a cup of coffee, I'd hit play on the camera, and I'd share a koan. And I think the ones that I shared were the empty boat koan, and I'll share them if you want. Yeah, the empty boat koan is this guy who's out fishing, and it's really foggy. He's out fishing in a boat, and it's really foggy. And suddenly this boat bumps into his boat, and he reels around to flip out on this careless, mindless person for bumping into his boat. And he says, "What are you doing, you stupid? Aren't you watching where you're going? You just ran into my boat," you know? And then the fog clears a little bit, and there's nobody in the boat that bumped into him. Now I could do what I did in that video where I describe the inner mechanics of what that means, but it's the idea of, it's all you, man. There's never anybody in the boat. Somebody comes along and bumps into you and pisses you off. It's an empty boat. It's an empty boat. It's karmic stuff happening. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to blame this thing that's not even there? You know what I mean? It's about your inner reaction. And the other koan that I did an episode on was the koan of Bodhidharma and this student of Bodhidharma. The student asked Bodhidharma, how do I pacify my mind? How do I stop this mind from suffering? What do I have to do? And Bodhidharma said, "Bring your mind forth, and I will pacify it for you." And the student is hesitant for a moment, and then he says, "When I look for my mind, I can't find it." And Bodhidharma says, "There, it's pacified." And I think that is so incredible. I mean, some people take that as there is no mind to pacify, which is true, and it has its truth and beauty to that. But the way that I personally understand that koan is that when the student looked in and said, he manifested, "When I look for my mind, I can't find it," that is the mind. And he brought it forth by sharing that statement. When I look for the mind, I can't find it. Bodhidharma said, "Bring your mind forth and I'll pacify it." The student brings his mind forth by sharing his inner perception. And Bodhidharma says, "There, it's pacified," which is beautiful. Let's read a line. I have the Tao Te Ching right here. Let's read. We're going to do, I think it's called Bibliomancy, where you just flip to a random page and you read the first thing you see. Heaviness is the basis of lightness. Stillness is the standard of activity. Thus the master travels all day without ever leaving her wagon. Even though she has much to see, she is at peace in her indifference. Why should the Lord of 1,000 chariots be amused at the foolishness of the world? If you abandon yourself to foolishness, you lose touch with your beginnings. If you let yourself become distracted, you will lose the basis of your power. I love this little book. It's a classic example of how you can read it in an hour, but you can study it for a lifetime. Two new viewers, hello. How are you guys? I hope you're having a beautiful evening or morning or afternoon or whatever it is for you. My main focus, hold on. My main focus of study these days is loving myself. Loving myself, which is something that surprisingly I haven't paid much attention to over the past 7 years. You know what I mean? Because like, I don't know, like I don't practice one thing particularly, but right now what seems to be holding my attention the most is honoring myself, listening to myself, being there for myself. You know what I mean? I actually literally just made a video about this yesterday, talking about how, you know, getting into spirituality, in my opinion, the hallmark of leading a spiritual lifestyle is compassion. But it was like over the years of learning about all these spiritual beings and their endless unconditional compassion, it was like I developed this misunderstanding of what compassion actually is, where I think it's this thing that extends out from me and goes out to others. But what I realized very recently through a series of recent events in my life is that I am included in that compassion too. Why wouldn't I be? Why would I exclude myself from the field of compassion? Compassion isn't this thing that is extended outwards. Compassion is a state of being in which I am included in equal proportion as everybody else is. And the far out thing that I've been realizing is that being there for myself, following my heart, doing what I want to do, standing up for how I feel, it can feel rude. It can feel like cruel to say, hey, I don't like the way you're treating me, or to say, hey, what you did, that was rude. I don't agree with that. You know, to voice myself, to be there for myself. It's like all these years, you know, ego is this horrible demon thing that we must slay, you know what I mean? And ego is the main impediment to spiritual progression. It was like I developed this hatred for my very self, my sense of self, the ego self of I'm a human, I'm Devin, you know what I'm saying? It was like I developed self-hatred out of this understanding that the ego is the thing to overcome. And what came with that is belittling myself, silencing myself. Anytime I had this uprising of wanting to do something or wanting to express something, I would say, nope, that's egoic. That's egoic. You're not going to get enlightened. You're not going to progress spiritually if you do that, because that's based in ego. And I developed this distorted, perverted understanding of what it meant to be spiritual. And very recently, where my focus has been, bro, is on realizing that I am just as deserving of love and understanding and consideration as everyone else. You know what I'm saying? And that sounds so obvious and elementary, you know, but it's something that I haven't really considered or articulated to myself in years. You know, like I had these experiences very early on at like 16, 17 years old with psychedelics, where it completely shattered my perception of reality and my perception of myself, and it essentially made me realize that I had been living my life as a poser, a phony, a fake, somebody who's trying to be this and that so that other people will like me and approve of me. And what came out of that, out of my young adolescent mind having been blown by the psychedelic dimension, was hating that very self that wants to be validated and wants to be seen and wants to express itself and all these things. And it's a well of a topic. But yeah, my main focus right now is realizing the importance of my own innate expression. You know, people silence themselves too much. And we silence ourselves because we're afraid of judgment. We're afraid of failure. We're afraid of rejection. We're afraid of somebody not liking what we're doing. Like me right now, even going live on YouTube, it's like, oh God, it's in the moment. Am I prepared? You know what I'm saying? We need to be willing to show up as what we are and who we are, unapologetically. Because to put a mask on and to pretend and fake it and force yourself into these roles that you think other people will appreciate, it only distorts and bends and belittles you even more. Why are we taking time to adjust ourselves and water ourselves down for watered down people? Because we're all out here altering our image to what we see as best fit for others' perceptions. You know what I'm saying? Art is born out of self-expression. All the stuff that we consume, the books, the clothing, the music, the paintings, the accessories, the ideas, the philosophies, all of it. All of the art, all of the creative expression of humanity is born out of people that weren't afraid to be who they are. It was born out of people who said, you know what? So what if this gets rejected? So what if people laugh at me? So what if people make fun of me? I feel a calling to create this, so I'm going to create it. That's where all this stuff that we're all consuming comes from. It's born from fearlessness of showing up as who we are, as what we are in all moments. You know, and when you listen to yourself, when you're there for yourself and you listen to yourself, it's like it clears your system. Shit starts harmonizing and aligning, and you get quiet inside. And when you get quiet inside, when your mind isn't in its own way, something starts to come through you. And what comes through you is the true self, not the ego stuff of, I'm not going to get enlightened if I don't get rid of my ego or if I don't meditate for an hour every day. Not that ego self, but the true harmonious self. And what comes out of allowing that harmonious self to fill and expand your own body is art, is love, is joy, compassion, true compassion that you're included in. You know, so I'm not reading a particular book or focusing on a certain scripture, a certain religious scripture, or what I'm focusing on, bro, is loving myself, being love. Because when I am love, everything is love. Everything is love. Have I ever belonged to a spiritual community? Han Solo Toker, what's up, bro? I haven't seen you on my YouTube in a very long time. It's very nice to see you, and I hope you're well. No, I've never belonged. I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, if you mean like a standardized, like a group that I join and go to, not necessarily. You know, I've visited Buddhist monasteries for little 5-day retreats, and I've visited Hindu ashrams and these kinds of things, but I'm not a part of like a group that I go to. But as far as you guys are the spiritual community, and I'd say that we all belong together. We're all together in that sense. Have I ever wanted to join one? Yeah, there's this. I'm really into Hinduism. I have friggin' Ram, a Hindu god, tattooed on all 8 of my fingers. I'm really into Hinduism, and right here in Maine where I live, there's like a Maine Bhakti thing where people go and they just sing to Krishna, man. They just sing to God, you know, and that sounds like a really groovy time. I've been watching the video, just haven't commented. Thank you so much for watching, man. I hope it's been very insightful for you. Glad to hear you're doing well, man. Goku, thank you for pulling up, bro. I'm so glad you're here. I saw that you commented on my post. Thank you, man. That really means a lot. That's what the videos are for, is to share, to teach, and to learn, and to teach and to learn, and to connect with each other. That means the world to me, man. You sound like a lot of people I've served within spiritual communities. That's cool. That's sweet, man. Yes, Rick Rubin. That's so funny you mentioned that. The Creative Act. Wait, that Rick Rubin. He's... Yeah. Yeah, that I'm thinking of the right guy, right? The Creative Act. He's the one that wrote The Creative Act. But yeah, I love that shit. Put a pause to that. Yeah, Rick Rubin's a cool guy. The Creative Act, it's this right here. It's the Tao. When you chill out, when you silence your shit, when you let go and you let God, something is innately coming through us. The thing that grows our hair, the thing that is animate, the thing that grows the buds of the trees and the plants every year, you know? There's something innately happening. But us humans, we have this sort of dissociated mind that thinks I am the doer and I need to do this and I need to make it all happen. But that very self, that very momentum of trying is the thing that gets in the way of the doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's incredible. The Creative Act, I remember I was, a couple of years ago, I was like working on my garden, and I was listening to him talking about the Creative Act, and it resonated with me so deeply. Yeah, it's very, very Taoist, very centered, you know? When we can quiet down, when we can center, when we can get out of our own way, when the ego can dismiss itself and dismantle itself from thinking it's in control and it is the doer, you wouldn't imagine what's going to be born out of that. What's going to be born out of that is your true potential, who you truly are. You know, it's incredible. It's incredible. Like, it's a flow state. The Creative Act is a flow state. Writer's block, where you know, I do it sometimes with my videos, man. I get in my own way. I'm going to make a video talking about this, and we get all robotic and, you know, like trapped in our own mind, and we can't express. We're literally blocking the inner, we're blocking God, we're blocking the Tao, we're blocking the creative flow from taking place. And it's all by trying to do what would happen naturally were we to get out of its way. So the art in creativity and in flow state is to get out of our own way. What does it mean to get out of our own way? That's what meditation is. That's what ritual and ceremony and practice is clearing ourselves of ourselves, clearing out the ego from thinking it's the one controlling and planning and I'm going to make it all happen, you know, and tuning back into who we've always been, the thing that has always been, you know. What are you talking about? Don't make me block you, badass. See, okay. So that comment that Badass just made, that kind of has the quality of like a Zen koan. We're over here talking about God and creativity and flow state and love and harmony and compassion, and then he comes out here saying he put a hamster in a sock and slammed it on the furniture. That shock, that rascality is, yeah, it reminds me of a Zen koan. That's funny. I hope to God you didn't, bro. I hope you didn't fucking put a hamster in a sock and slam it against the furniture. What the hell are you talking about? I have Ebola. You're one more silly comment away from being silenced, my friend. Badass, what's your name, bro? Ebola, bro. I haven't heard that word in a long time. LeBron, Ebola. I don't know, man. I don't know about all that Ebola hamster nonsense. Goku, I love you, bro. Thank you again for that comment. I'm so glad that stuff resonates with you. Have I tried... Hey, there you are, bro. Have I tried salvia? No, I have not. But I love the topic of drugs and hallucinogens. I would love to dive into that with you, bro. But have I tried salvia? No, I have not. That shit that you get at the smoke shop, don't do that. Don't do that. Because what that is that's either salvia leaf or like random herbs laced with a super concentrated extract of salvia. You know, it's like a salvia tincture where they like laced the shit and it's like way too strong. I remember this story of Terrence McKenna down in South America talking to a shaman who uses salvia, who uses the diviner's sage. And the way that they do it is they quid it. Quid. They quid it. They take the leaves of the salvia plant and they put them in their mouth and they suck the juices and experience the slow release onset of salvia that way. And Terrence told this shaman that they smoke it, that the Americans are up there smoking salvia. And the shaman was taken aback. He was like, "You smoke it?" He said, "That's too powerful. That's too strong. You're not supposed to smoke it," which I think is really funny. So were I to try salvia, I would gain access to fresh leaves or dried leaves and rehydrate them. I would gain access to the leaves and I would quid them. I would suck the juices from them. Han Solo, I used to get that 20 times. So what was it like, bro? Like, I know it's hard to describe that shit, but like, what was it like? Because salvia, Salvinorin A is the psychoactive compound in salvia, and Salvinorin A isn't a serotonergic drug. It isn't a dissociative. I mean, they call it a dissociative, but it doesn't affect any of the receptors that all these traditional psychedelics affect. The Salvinorin A is a kappa opioid receptor drug, which is, as far as I know, like the only hallucinogenic substance that touches that receptor site, which is really interesting. Very cool stuff happening here. Yes, dude. I have a San Pedro cactus. It is from the San Pedro cactus. Psychedelics, I'm glad we are going into this topic because psychedelics, I think a lot of us aren't ready for what psychedelics are trying to tell us. Like, it's some deep shit, you know? What do you perceive as benefits from psychedelics? And get good stuff. Train takes 3 hours. The benefits of psychedelics are going to be different for everybody who uses them, depending on your intent and why you're using them. Somebody who intends to just get messed up and have a good time at a party, that would be the benefits for them. But somebody who intends to take them as a sacrament, as a ceremonial medicine for way of introspection and healing trauma and growing and letting go of past things and transforming their self-image and connecting to God, that would be the benefits for them. You know? Psychedelics have I remember one time being on LSD and I realized the amount of potential. It's like pure potential energy. It's just, the psychedelic state is this vibrating space of pure potential energy. It's like stem cells. You know how a stem cell can be anything? Like a stem cell is just this sort of neutral cell where it can be any type of body cell. And once it becomes that particular type of body cell, it's then that designated cell. But the stem cell in that state, it's in this like quantum state, you know, where it could be anything. Or remember like potential energy in physics class where when the roller coaster goes up at the very top, that is potential energy, where it has all this potential energy to go soaring down. The psychedelic state is pure potential energy, and the inertia of that realm is so powerful. It's incredible. It's ineffable. I could never describe to you the immensity of power that is within that realm. And I've used psychedelics quite a bit in, my younger years. I'm still young as hell, but like when I was like 16 to 20, I was using psychedelics a lot. And I don't use them a lot anymore because I don't necessarily feel a direct calling to work with them, but also because I am well aware that were I to take psychedelics, that realm, the universe would open back up to me and I'd be like, well, here we are again. You know what I mean? It's incredible shit. It's incredible shit. What psychedelics have to offer. What are you high on, bro? Damn. You sound like a giant psychedelic eagle descending from a great magical plane. I love that. I did it when I was outside at night and I was sitting in my swing. That sounds like a very mellow experience. That sounds like a very chill psychedelic experience. Hash. Hey, that's sick, bro. My job, what I do Monday through Thursday, I'm a hash maker. I literally make hash and solventless extracts like rosin and that kind of stuff. It's really fun. It's cool. And I have it's funny because I don't smoke weed anymore, but I have like a godly amount of cannabis and hash, like the good shit. You know what I mean? Like the Sufis. That's awesome. Are you smoking out of a chillum? Who's watching right now? If you're here, say hello. Say hi. I want to talk to you. And also, whoever's here, if you have any questions, anything at all, ask me, and I would be delighted to respond to it. Hi, Dana. How are you? Dana, Don, I don't know how to say it. Thank you for being here. I'm just drinking some vanilla chai tea, hanging out with the homies on YouTube. I love it. This is such a beautiful way to connect with you guys in the moment. Learning like who frequents the channel and stuff like that. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. How do I feel about the healthcare CEO shooting? That's a very interesting question. It's horrible. Nobody deserves to be shot to death. I feel like people are in a very unstable mental state, and it's creating these nasty impulses, not only killing people, murdering people as a message, but yeah, that's a complicated question. I personally think that whoever did that was doing it. Whoever murdered the CEO was doing that as as a message, which I'd assume is like a lot of this stuff that we see, like the guy that drove through a crowd of people in New Orleans. Like it's like a message, you know what I'm saying? And it's horrible stuff that somebody would be willing to do that. Yeah, dude. Something I hear a lot about salvia is that it makes you feel like you are an inanimate object. And see, like I become this book right here. Like I smoke salvia and I feel like I've been a book my entire life, I actually had this really interesting experience with ketamine years ago. I had done some ketamine and I was hanging out with my friend and I was zonked, like I hadn't done a lot, but I was really feeling it, and if I was really under the influence of the ketamine. And I remember I like kneeled down and I laid on my bed like this, and I felt my legs like growing across the bedroom floor, and they grew up the side of the wall, and they became these wooden rafters. Like, you know how a ceiling has beams or whatever. My legs turned into these wooden rafters, and I became this beam up on the ceiling, and I felt my whole body like solidifying into wood. And I remember I got up and I was like, whoa, that's fucking crazy. Like, I kind of like pushed against it. I was like, I don't want to be a fucking beam. I don't want to be a wooden rafter. It was really far out. Ketamine's crazy. Who asked the question? Oh, I avoid places with a lot of people. Too many psychos out there. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. I feel you. I know what you mean. I mean, I'm not going to live my life in such a way where I, like, isolate myself from people because of the potential of somebody doing a horrible thing. But I know what you're saying. Ketamine is crazy. Ketamine's fucking wild, dude. I love ketamine. I don't do these drugs a lot, you know, like ketamine, MDMA, MDA, acid, DMT, mushrooms, you know, nitrous. I don't do these things often, but I fucking love them all so much. They're incredible. The potential within these substances, if used correctly and intentionally, is incredible. I remember you had trouble breathing or something. How did that work out for you? Do you still vape? Nope, I do not vape. And yes, what you're talking about is last February, my lung collapsed. It's called a spontaneous pneumothorax. And the spontaneous part is that there's not a direct cause. But yeah, my lung collapsed, and I'm pretty damn sure that that came about from vaping. I had been vaping since I was 16 years old. I almost said 6 years old. I'd been vaping and addicted to vaping since I was like 16 years old. And yeah, last February, I remember I was at work making hash, and suddenly I felt this like pain in my chest. And I was like, what was that? That was weird. Like, just a general little pain. And then what I started realizing was when I'd bend over, I'd feel this gurgling in my back. And long story short, what that was, you know, when your lung collapses, it creates this cavity of space between your lung and the lining of the chest wall. And what I was feeling when I'd bend over and I was feeling air moving up and down my back. When I'd bend over, the air would bubble up, and when I'd bend back up, the air would bubble back down. And when I started feeling that, I was like, all right, I need to get this shit checked out. And I did, and they gave me an x-ray, and they found out that I had a collapsed lung. And yeah, that was a profound experience. The second I was told that I have a collapsed lung, I stopped vaping. And one second. Once I found out I had a collapsed lung, I completely gave up vaping immediately. And see, that's the interesting thing with addiction, is you need to want to stop. If you try to stop smoking or whatever your habit is because you feel like you should, that's not a good enough reason. You need to know you want to stop. And when I was told, hey, dude, your lung collapsed, you need to go to the emergency room, I was like, okay, I'll stop vaping now. And I have no cravings for nicotine. I completely put it aside. I think I've experienced these like physical withdrawals a little bit, where like I felt like these sweats and this anxiety and this sort of like nausea a little bit, but that only lasted about 3 days, and after that, it didn't bother me that I'd stopped vaping, and it was because I don't want to vape. I don't want to vape because I'm pretty damn sure that vaping is what made my lung collapse, and I'd rather be alive and healthy than getting head buzzes. You know, it's simple shit. When you have a good enough reason, when you have good enough incentive to stop doing something that's bad for you, you're not going to care about the negative withdrawal effects. You know, so supposing that it's not something like heroin or Xanax or alcohol or like those things where you can literally die if you just stop cold turkey. But the idea is when you have a good enough reason to stop using something and stop doing something bad, it's going to fall away naturally, bro. That's 6 hours here in Cali. Is this different? Doing cannabis. I just ate 5 nutmegs. I am dying. For nutmegs, am I dying tonight? I don't know, bro. You should have researched that before you ate 5 nutmegs. I hope you're not dying. I hope all is well. Doing cannabis at a party that lasts 6 hours here in Colorado is a different social experience. Yeah, man. Cannabis is crazy. I don't smoke weed anymore. I was talking about that a little earlier, but back in 2021, I took a 3-day break, and I'd been smoking weed every single day for like 9 years. And I took a 3-day break, and when I went back to it, I got so high, like psychedelic high. Obviously not hallucinating, but what it did to my mind was nothing short of profound and mind-blowing. And I had like a fucking panic attack, like an internal panic attack. And I was like, I can't do this. And, you know, the next day I was like, all right, I'm going to take another bong rip. And if I get that high again, I can't go back to smoking like I used to. And I took a bong rip the next day and I got that high again. And I was like, well, I'm not a stoner anymore. And see, once again, to bring up the addiction thing, it wasn't hard for me to let go of weed when I had a really good reason to stop. And what that reason was I'm getting way too fucking high. Like I don't want to do this regularly. So it was very easy, natural, and organic to just stop. I think that's one of the benefits of having a group of people that you smoke with. What do you mean a solo canvas experience? What do you mean by that? You can moderate use in some cases or support as needed. Yeah. I've never done nutmeg, bro. That's crazy. What's it like? Yeah, see, and when you do it every day, bro, Han Solo, when you do it every day, it's so natural, you know what I mean? And yes, cannabis is one of those things where it's not like, they all say it's not physically addictive, but when you get psychologically dependent on it, it's, you know, you can't go on a walk without wanting a joint in your pocket, and you can't, you know, when you go and travel somewhere, you're like, where's the weed? You know what I'm saying? And see, yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting relationship with substances. I've taken decades. Like, meaning you've taken decades off of smoking weed. And yeah, I feel you on the social use thing. Like, I don't really smoke on my own, but every Sunday, me and my brother, we go to our mom's and we all hang out with the family, and me, my brother, and my mom will all go upstairs and we'll smoke a little bit of weed. And I'll get this little buzz on and we all talk about spirituality and philosophy and life and love and politics and conspiracies. And it's just an amazing, transformative time, all of us together having a good time. And yeah, so I feel you on that, the social aspects of weed. So fun with your family, yes. Then I'm not gonna the next day, and I always end up doing it. It's just a cycle. Well, you have to have a good reason why you want to stop, man. Like, what makes you, if the only reason you want to stop smoking weed is because you feel like you should, there's not a lot of drive behind that. That's kind of what I've been talking about with like when my lung collapsed, I was like, all right, I'm fucking done vaping. You know, or when I smoked weed and got way higher than I wanted to, I was like, all right, I don't want to smoke weed. You know, like, you got to have a good reason of why you want to stop, you know? And when the drive to stop, when the drive to stop overpowers the positives of smoking every day, and you start to dread smoking because you can't stop, that's when you'll stop. That's when you'll call it, you know? And, you know, it's scary to be dependent on shit, man. Like I was saying, like, when I was vaping, I couldn't go for a walk out in the woods without my vape. If my friend asked me to hang out, I couldn't go and hang out with them unless I had a charged vape in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? If I ran out of juice for my vape, the world would fall apart, and I need to stop and drop everything and go and get juice for my vape. It controls you. It impedes on your life, you know, and we can rationalize it. No, it's not that big a deal, and I can keep it charged and time up to make it, like, get juice and make sure I always have vape juice, and it's not a big deal, man. Like, but the idea is that you're dependent and on this thing, and you're being controlled by it. It's controlling you. You wanting it so bad is impeding on your freedom. You know what I'm saying? And when you stop, when you give up something you're addicted to because you have deep, pure incentive to do so, it's like an energy shift where the energy that was going into being addicted to this thing and always having it and using it, it frees up all this energy, and now this energy gets directed or can be directed in another area. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that can be good or bad. You know, you give up vaping and then you start eating junk food. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can redirect that addiction-like energy into another addiction, you know? I stopped when my lungs said fuck up, then I started. Yeah, dude, exactly. My lungs, I mean, I was just gonna say my lungs never got bad with smoking, but my fucking lung collapsed, so that's something. I used to think that when you make tea, you're supposed to keep the tea bag in it the whole time, like not take it out, and I'd fucking wonder, like, why does my tea taste like iron pennies and shit? Like, not realizing that I'm over extracting the fuck out of it. Who else is in the chat? Say hello. Say hi. I hope you're all having a lovely time hanging out. It's crazy. We're all just here. Life is just happening. 7 people hanging out here, you know, and it's all just happening. We're all just in this fucking mystery. You know? It is fun, man. I love it. I love it so much. I need to do lives more often. How did you find out I was live? All of you here right now, did you get like a notification that said Northwood Shaman is live? You know, because, like, should I do it like on another platform where I can like provide a link in advance or something? Yeah, you saw from this morning. That's awesome. So you pulled up. You had it like scheduled. You were top of YouTube recommendations. That's awesome. Yeah, I love it. If you guys, do you guys enjoy these lives? Like, if you enjoy this live environment, I'll do it a lot more often because it's really fun. Plan the date and time ahead of time so we can plan. Fuck yeah, dude. I will. I'll do it more often. It's really fun. Yeah, the Q&A vibe, like, it's not even necessarily a Q&A. We're just hanging out, man. I'm learning about you guys. And see, that's really fun because this live environment, I'm getting to know you guys more. I'm getting to know the people that frequent the channel more and hearing about your life. And it's like we're literally hanging out. Like, it's beautiful. It's way different than posting a video and you guys making a comment or just liking it or not even hearing from you at all. You know, it's really cool to be here in the moment hanging out. Are you live from your phone? Yeah, I'm on my phone right now. I'm on my phone, and I got my camera. What did that just say? Oh yeah, that's what it did. I got my camera going, and I'm recording little bits so that I can make some clips of different moments of this live so that we can all remember it together. You can go multimedia as well. Yep, I know what you're talking about. Multiple people, some audio Discord chat. I know what you're talking about. Should I make... Okay, so you know how some people make, like, Discord communities? Should I do that? So that all of you guys can join this community and fucking talk about shit and hang out and post memes and do whatever us like-minded people like to do together? Should I do that? Because I've seen some really popular Discords. Trorbach, what's up, bro? You're one of the people that commented. How you doing, man? I'll drop some Nitro. What's that, bro? Sound cool. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll make a Discord. I join the Discord. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. So is it a live voice chat thing, or is it like a feed of messages, kind of like this right here? Because I've seen certain people do it. Makes you just go to higher upload limits. 14 Nitro for full voice uploads. Dude, that's sick. It's whatever you want. Fuck yeah. Live voice and video and chat too. Oh, dude, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. You guys are inspiring me right now to create a Discord community. That's very cool. I'll get on that. You wait. I'll work on it. I'll get it built and make it look all pretty and like learn how it works and shit. And I'll provide like a link to the community in a YouTube post. All we need is a link to join. Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. That sounds like a good time. For real. You can start simple. Yeah, dude. Look at my coffee cup. It has a bunch of mushrooms on it. Very cool. I've been enjoying your book. You got my book, bro? Shit. Hold up. Hold up. Oh. Bam. For all of you that didn't know, I got a book. This shit. Look at the cover. I love this shit. Whoa. Trippy Love. That's incredible. Yeah. I wrote a fucking book. Way bigger than I expected. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm so glad to hear that you got it and that you're enjoying it, bro. This was like a 2-year journey. Yeah. It's a big boy book. It's a big boy book. But see, the thing is, it's not the kind of book where you have to read it from the beginning to the end. There's like a 35-page introduction, which is like traditional read from the beginning to the end. But then the rest of this book, bro, is literally transcripts of different videos. Like videos that I've made over the past 5 years. I remember one day a few years ago, like 3 years ago, I was like, I'm gonna fucking turn my YouTube channel into a book. Because some people like to read as opposed to listen. Some people absorb information in a completely different way through reading than they do in listening. So, and also, if my YouTube were to be deleted, Trippy Love, bro, this fucking like 5 years of content of spiritual awakening and sharing information of psychedelic experiences and all this stuff. And yeah. Also, I want to mention right now, I want you to have this book because I want you to have this book. I'm not making money off this bitch. I published this on Amazon through their publishing program. For me to make money on this, I would have to make this thing cost like 50 fucking bucks. Right now, it's $25 on Amazon, and guess how much money I make per copy? 6 cents. 6 cents, and that's because of the cost that it costs Amazon to print the book and Han Solo. You can get it. I have there's a link on my YouTube channel in the description, and there's also a link on my Instagram channel as well, my personal account, which you can find by going to my Northwood Shaman Instagram and then to my personal account. But yeah, it's published on Amazon, and I don't make any money. We could talk to AI about it. What's an EPUB, bro? Oh, well, I do have a digital copy. I still have, like, the manuscript. Thank you so much, Troy. That means the world to me, man. The way that you can support me, bro, is liking, commenting, and continuing to just be here in this community, man. That's really all it's about. That's really all it's about, is just being here together and fucking exploring this mystery and learning how to be whole, compassionate beings, you know? AI needs that for ingestion. Ooh, shit, dude. I see what you're saying. That's funny. So, like, make, like, an ebook. Thoughts on Angel Trumpet. Hello, Mount Brown. I hope you're well. Angel's Trumpet, I have never ingested it orally. And I probably never will. Because that is a deliriant drug, and it can kill you if you take too high of a dose, which is very easy to do, because each specimen of Angel's Trumpet that you get can either not have a lot of the psychoactive compounds, or it can have a toxic amount of the psychoactive compounds and can kill you. And not to mention, the experience itself is fucking bonkers. Like, you see people that aren't there, you talk to people that aren't there, you do shit that's not actually happening. I've smoked the leaves of Angel's Trumpet, and the interesting thing that I noticed with that was that it seemed like it made me have no more tolerance to weed. Now, I say this with, like, a disclaimer: don't go and fucking smoke Angel's Trumpet. I'm not, like, don't do it. But when I would smoke Angel's Trumpet, when I would smoke Brugmansia, yeah, don't do it, bro. Mount Brown, don't do it. It's not worth it, bro. It's crazy. There are plenty of other safer drugs that you can take that will still blow your fucking mind and turn a boring day into an amazing, profound, awakening kind of day. But yeah, when I would smoke Brugmansia, it would make it like I have no more tolerance to weed. I'd put it on top of a bowl of weed, and I'd smoke it, and I'd get so fucking high. It was crazy. No hallucinations or anything, because smoking it is way different than ingesting it orally. But yeah, I made a video on Angel's Trumpet a long time ago when I was really into, you know, that's where the name Northwood Shaman came from, when I was smoking all these herbs and mixing shit, trying to discover new psychoactive compounds. And yeah, like, but yeah, don't do Angel's Trumpet. Thoughts on Angel's Trumpet? You're very interested in longevity and optimizing health. Yeah, man, I feel like we should all be that. We should all be interested in optimizing our health, both mental, physical, and spiritual. I would take an ebook and give it to some models and let it generate podcasts live too. Wait, so if you took my book and gave it to a model, like you're saying, it could make podcasts? Like, what the hell would it... And tutorials? Like, what do you mean? I knew you would comment on that, Han Solo Burger, right when I brought up how it makes you feel like you have no tolerance to weed. Angel's Trumpet is it's a plant. It's like a tree. It's native to South America and I think Asia as well. And it's used a lot in decoration. You know, it has these big, huge, hanging, trumpet-shaped flowers. It smells amazing. But it contains atropine, hyoscyamine, and scopolamine, which are 3 psychoactive drugs. And the effects that they create are fucking crazy. Like, it's not a psychedelic, it's not a dissociative, but it is a hallucinogen. And what it's called is a deliriant, because it creates a state of delirium where right now, let's say I'm on Angel's Trumpet. I'm on Brugmansia, which is another name for Angel's Trumpet. And I'm sitting here and I'm sipping this coffee and I'm hanging out live on YouTube. But in reality, I'm actually standing outside, like, not knowing what the fuck's going on. And the hallucination is this, that I'm sitting here live on YouTube. I think that I'm live on YouTube and sipping tea, but I'm actually outside walking in traffic and shit. Like, you don't know what's happening. You don't know what's going on. People can get into some serious trouble with that kind of a drug. And not to mention, I already said this, but you can die from taking Angel's Trumpet. And any drug that contains those 3 chemicals. Start this Discord and I will show you. Oh shit, bro. Then you can live interact with it and learn from it. That's crazy. Is this something like you work with? Is it like a hobby? I'm gonna light a another incense, if you don't mind. I'm addicted, bro. Anybody in the chat, say hello. Let me know you're here. Ask me anything your heart desires. I love talking to you guys. Getting that incense lit. I'm in IT. Yeah, I had a feeling, bro. I had a feeling. That's crazy. I have a friend who's really into that stuff right now and kind of like working with the cutting edge of AI and shit. It's crazy, bro. I want to share something with you guys. Hold on. Get that dude on this Discord. The dude that I'm talking about is Shaman Tim, who I've actually collabed with many times on my YouTube channel. Not many times, only like 2 times. But he went from taking psychedelics and being Shaman Tim to going really deep into the world of technology and computer programming, and is working with AI and stuff. And he might even be working for the government. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. I've been having these really like far out like ideas. Like I'm laying down in bed at night and I start thinking like, what if things actually start getting really fucking awesome in the world? Like rather than it being doomsday and everything's going to shit, everything's going to hell and war and famine and poverty and all this stuff. What if it starts getting really good? What sparked this idea was imagining AI being able to create robots that do our jobs for us so that we don't have to fucking go to work, bro. We don't have to, and like we're always on vacation because we got robots doing all the shit. So now we have all this free time to live our life in the way that we please. You know, and like thinking in this utopian sense where it's not financially difficult to have a house and have food and to support yourself and your family. It starts to not be a big deal. It's not hard. And war gets outdated. War gets lame. It's like, bro, why are you still fighting and bitching about stuff? Like, that's like back then. Like, we're in an amazing time. Like, you can have what you want. Like, it's good. Like, we're chilling. Like, you know, like I just had this vision of things getting really good, things getting really awesome. You know what I mean? And why not? Why not? Why does it have to be this constantly descending disaster? What if it gets really fucking awesome? The LSD to computing pathway is well established. What do you mean? AI takes awesome. I want to become an electrical engineer degree and be a part of things getting awesome. Yeah, dude. Exactly. Like what if it all gets really good? What if AI, rather than it becoming this dominating, separate, sentient thing that wants to kill all of us, becomes a implemented like facet of our lives that helps us, that does shit for us so that we have more time to do other stuff, you know? need the whole world to trip at the same time. That is an ideal that many people who take psychedelics will think of at least once. You know? I remember one time being high on LSD, and I'm laying on the floor and I'm like, this drug makes me love the people that hate me for taking it, you know? And I also had this vision once that the way that I would convey spiritual teachings, the way that I would teach somebody spiritually, is me and them would go out into the woods and we'd take acid and we'd sit by a fire silently at night. That was the way that I thought, like the acid will do it for them. In the same way that it woke my ass up and changed my life and transformed my life, all they got to do is take psychedelics. But see, it's not that simple. And that's what we found out in the 60s. Have I ever done my own DMT extraction? That's not something to talk about on YouTube Live, my friend. DMT, yeah. That basically what we do just with mushrooms. Yeah, right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're right, bro. Maybe you're right. Maybe if we all took mushrooms is there an age? Like, is there like do the babies have to take mushrooms too? Or is it like 18 to like 75? They all trip at once. Will ETs play a role in human future? You never know, bro. How many of you guys believe in aliens? Let me know right now. How many of you guys believe that there is intelligent foreign alien life? You look out at the night sky, every one of those fucking stars that you see that you can't even count, every one of those stars is like our sun, and it has planets revolving around it. You know? And all those stars that you see are just a little part of the galaxy we're in, which is a web of millions of galaxies. Are you kidding me? God has a sense of fucking humor, bro. That's funny. Look how big this shit is. There's no doubt in my mind that there's something else on another planet that's alive, conscious, experiencing this mystery in the same way that we are. No doubt in my mind. Children haven't lost the ability to truly love everyone yet. We haven't either. We just forgot. We forgot how to. But we can remember how to. We can remember how to love everyone. That's facts. That's what the spiritual journey is, man. Remembering how to love. And the way that you remember how to love is by remembering who you are. Remembering who we are and what this is, you know? I think fear gets in the way of love. Removing fear makes way for love. Yeah. Yeah, man. Fear is like an absence of love. You know, I had this friend who called me one time, and he was like out of his mind on nitrous oxide, and he was like just raving to me about all this shit. But in the midst of his tantrum, he made a really interesting analogy. He said, all of our states of being, bro, like happiness and sadness and love and anger and all this stuff, it's like lily pads. And what we are is we jump from lily pad to lily pad, you know? And he says, fear, though, fear isn't one of those lily pads. Fear isn't a state of being. Fear is not wanting to be on any of the lily pads. And do you hear that? Happiness is a lily pad. Sadness is a lily pad. Pain is a lily pad. Anger is a lily pad. We're jumping from one to the next. But fear is not wanting to be on any of the lily pads. And I thought that was so fucking funny and interesting. And I was like, you know what? That's kind of sick, bro. I like that. Fear gets in the way of love. Yeah. Fear is withdrawal. Exactly. Fear, kind of in the same way that like a shadow is an absence of light. A shadow isn't an actual thing. It's an absence of something else. Fear is the absence of love. Fear is it's not this actual thing. It's this result of there not being love, which is really interesting to think about. As you cultivate love, the fear disappears. As you cultivate light, there's no more shadows, bro. You know? A room can be dark for millions of years, and it's been dark forever. It's been lethal, dark, nasty, stagnant, darkness, black forever. But the second light shines, it's gone in an instant. Light has the ability to immediately eradicate the darkness. Love has the ability to immediately eradicate fear. You know? And see, here's another really interesting thing. What if the reason that it seems all dark around you is because you are the light? You see what I'm saying? To the point of light, everything else is dark in reference to it because it is the light. So it doesn't see itself. It is itself. What it is innately is the light shining upon the darkness. But it doesn't see itself shining. You know? And the reason it's all dark is because you're where the light's at, bro. And when you see a little speckle of light, that's somebody else like you guys in the chat. That's love, that's light saying, I'm over here, man, I'm doing work too, you know? And what we need to do in coming together as a community is be those little specks of light all over the planet so that we eradicate all darkness. It's crazy. It's like a fucking Star Wars movie, you know? Let's go. Let's do it, bro. Let's eradicate that darkness. Let's read a line from the Tao Te Ching to hype us up a little bit. Without unity, the sky becomes filthy. Without unity, the earth becomes unstable. Without unity, the spirits become unresponsive and disappear. Far out shit. It doesn't say that in the Tao. Without unity, the valleys become dry as a desert. Without unity, humankind can't reproduce and becomes extinct. That's far out, man. It literally takes union to keep us going. Without unity, our leaders become corrupt and fall. Every kingdom has a rise and fall, bro. The reason it falls is because we always fucking end up corrupted through power. Third chakra shit, you know? The great view the great view the small as their source, and the high take the low as their foundation. Their greatest asset becomes their humility. Let go of that ego shit. They speak of themselves as orphans and widows. Thus they truly seek humility. Do not shine like the precious gem, but be as dull as a common stone. That's fucking awesome. I love that. The Tao is awesome, man. The Tao Te Ching, I highly recommend getting this book. It's beautiful. Do not shine like the precious gem, but be as dull as a common stone. Isn't that good? Isn't that good, dude? There's another line in the Tao that says, a great leader is one whose people don't even know about them. A great leader is someone who, by implementing their wisdom, their tactic, their strategy, succeeds in what they're trying to do, and the result is that the community feels like it was their idea. A great leader doesn't lead people. A great leader is sort of one with all of them, where the community is the ones who make things happen. A great leader is one who doesn't, it's, you know, like our whole king and queen and president and dictator and leader and all this shit, that's a corrupt form of leading. That's a corrupt form of power, you know, where the community is under the leader. It's a hierarchical system, and it doesn't fucking work. The community gets mad. The community gets oppressed. The leaders take advantage of their power. A true leader lets the community lead itself, knowing that nature, God, the Tao, Spirit, will do it for them. It's faith. I must say, too, this stuff is all very easy to say, but we got a whole world out there with, 8 billion people. And we got to cooperate. And we're not all going to cooperate. So our individual job is to cooperate with ourselves, you know, to center our shit, to silence our shit, to learn how to love ourselves first, you know. If everybody learns how to love themselves, all there is love, you know. When you love yourself, in the same way darkness disappears in the presence of light, when you love yourself, hatred disappears. Like we were talking about earlier, fear disappears. It's beautiful. Any other questions you guys have? This is very fun. This is very interesting. Very fun doing a live with all of you. Thank you all so much for hanging out too. It's such a intimate way to be involved with you guys. I'm going to definitely do this more. I feel like I say that every time I go live, but I'm going to do it more. It is fun, man. Tecorio, you've been hitting me up, bro. So hype I made it. Yes, dude, thank you so much. It's been very fun. I'm glad you made it too. You were the first one to see it. Thank you, Oscar, for being here. It's fun. It's so rejuvenating. It feels so rejuvenating for me. When I first got on, I was kind of like, you know what I mean? Because like nobody's there, and it's like the first person gets on and I'm kind of like waiting, you know? But it flows. It's like just hanging out with a group of friends after a while. What is the molecule you're wearing? It's LSD. Can you see that? Good old lysergic acid diethylamide 25. Good old LSD. Should I be one of those guys that gets like LSD tattooed on my arm or something? Like the molecule. Acid is some crazy shit, bro. Period. Don't even need to articulate that one. Haven't talked myself into that one. I don't know, man. On my old car, I had a bumper sticker of DMT, you know? And I've also I've joked about making my license plate LSDMTHC, 7 letters. That would be funny as fuck. What do I do for work? I am a hash maker. I work in the cannabis industry, and I make solventless extracts for a living. I work Monday through Friday, and I make bubble hash. It's fun. It's really fun. It's really far out when I realize it and see, like, to talk about, like, manifestation. Years ago, it was my dream to have this job that I have now as a hash maker, but I don't even smoke weed anymore, and now I'm fucking, like, deep in the cannabis industry as a hash maker, and I've joked to myself that it's like this delayed manifestation. You know what I mean? It's funny. I just sent the Puffco. Like, you just bought one? What kind of job did you expect me to do, Goku? My DMT sticker on my toolbox. Nice, bro. your bubble. I want to smoke your hat. Dude, it's fire shit. I make it solventless. It's coming from dank strains, like really good shit. And we freeze dry it. Yeah. I was just going to go and grab my jar of bubble hash that I have of the samples. Because I don't smoke, but I'll still take the samples. I'll still stockpile that shit. It's funny. Yeah, I have a shitload of hash and rosin and carts and all that stuff. I don't know, maybe a factory job or something. Yeah. I mean, it kind of is. I work in a little lab, you know. Snitch. Who are you? KG. Is that... What are you talking about, bro? Snitching on what? You know. No, I don't. Like, straight up, though, I don't. KG. Who the fuck could that be? I think it's my brother. Yes, you do. Will you say who you are? You're my brother, right? I don't know who the hell that is. Maybe. My brother's fucking chilling in Puerto Rico right now. I'm sitting here live on YouTube. And he's tuning in from Puerto Rico. Maybe not. I don't know, man. KG. That doesn't sound like a username that my brother would choose. Maybe I'm in your house. Shit, bro. Fucking squatter. Do you got a question for me? KG 30? What is it? Let's hear it. KG. I'm trying to think of anybody. How do you like your eggs? Not runny, but not scrambled. Are you a gamer at all? Troll? Yes, I am, bro. Yep. I play, I got a fire-ass PC. Hold up. Let's boot this bitch up. Wait for the, I got a fire PC. But I literally only play one game. I play PUBG, and that's literally the only game that I play. Fertilized. How do you like your eggs? I see what you're saying. That's awesome. Hey, there we go. Bro, if you're ever near Dallas, Texas, we got a trip together. I'll hang out with you, but I might not trip. Bro is a PC gamer. Yeah, let's go. Dude, I stream on Twitch sometimes, just to let you guys know. Like, I just play PUBG, and I'll stream sometimes, and I get 0 viewers. PUBG's still alive? Yeah. I'm an old school RuneScaper. What is that game again? I've heard of it, obviously, but never played it. I don't even know what it is. Goku, if you play PUBG, I'll fucking play with you, bro. I'll literally play with you. And yes, Seraph, add a gaming channel to the new Discord. I stream PUBG so that I can have evidence of if I do something fucking awesome. Like, I don't get any viewers. I'm not trying to advertise and sponsor it at all. I literally just do it because it's fun, and I like to catch moments where I like do something really good. You drive a Honda. Nope. I'm an old school RuneScaper. I don't play PUBG, unfortunately. I do. Bro. You only play Fortnite? You should try to get on PUBG, man. Try it out. He's a Toyota guy. Nope. Oscar, you're wrong, bro. Keep trying. What car do I have? Did you just hear your toilet flush? That was me. A Kia. Nope. KG, I don't know who the fuck you are, bro. If you're not my brother, I don't know who you are. Subaru, PUBG is awesome. Han Solo, maybe we should play together sometime, bro. Jeep, nope, not a Jeep. Volva? Nope, I don't drive a Volva. Did you just hear? Yeah. Shit, bro. Keep guessing. Yeah, it would be fun, bro. Well, if it's not a hippie van, you're missing out. Believe it or not, the first car, before I had a car, I almost bought a fucking, like, Volkswagen hippie van. But it was like, it's not gonna last, you know? It was just, like, aesthetically cool, you know? It fits the vibe, you know? Do you have a hippie van? The sound from the pump on your fish tank is annoying. KG. KG, give me the first letter of your name. If I know you, give me the first letter of your name. Maybe the first 2 letters of your name, and we'll see if I can guess. Give me the second letter. Wait, so can you hear my PC? Is it getting in the way? Give me the third letter. KG. Kelvin. Give me the third letter of your name, KG 30. No, I hear from the other room. Oh, got you. Imagine some motherfucker barges in my room right now. KEI? Nah. Kielbasa? I don't know. That's not how you spell that shit. I don't know. Give me the fourth letter. Kite. Oh. Keith? Is that your name? K-E-I-T. Maybe. KG, you're interesting, bro. Watch this live turn into like a fucking... a moment. Somebody barges in my room. Anybody who's still hanging out in the chat, say hi. Say hello. How you doing? Kite AI Mashakis. Well, I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about now. Your cat is interesting. Which one? All 3 of them. What about the 4th one? I'm sitting here having like a fucking stalker conversation with KG. It's dead. Takoria, you still here, bro? KG, you're fired. Yeah. It's not my brother. The orange one. There is no orange one. What's up, bro? Oh. It's not the orange one. Then I'm at the wrong house. Dude, such a nice hang. Yeah, thank you so much for joining, man. That was really fun. It's been really fun. I'm gonna hang out for a while, a little longer, but yeah, it's been really fun, bro. I'm gonna do this. I'll do this more often. I'll make a post letting you guys know like when I'm planning to do it. And yeah. Any little last minute questions? I'm probably gonna get off here shortly. But yeah, it's been really nice hanging out with everybody. Getting to know you all a little bit more. Getting to hang out like live in the moment. I love it. Saraf, thank you so much, bro. Or girl, or wherever you are. If I'm ever in Dallas, Texas for some reason, I don't know how to contact you. Maybe leave a comment so I can like go to your YouTube channel or whatever. Do you think raw meat is a high vibration food? Everything. Well, do you think raw meat is a high vibration food? What do you mean by that? Will a toxic person ever realize that they're toxic? It's very possible. That's what awakening and healing and growing is all about. But I know what you're saying. It can seem like somebody who's toxic and has toxic behaviors could never come out of it and never awaken from it. But it's very much so possible. I'll catch you in comments in your shorts, bro. All right. Thank you so much for stopping by, Saraf or Seraph, however you say that. But yeah, everything except that, your comment, will a toxic person ever realize that they're toxic? It's very possible. It feeds the body and consciousness. Kraft mac and cheese. Shit, bro. I am guilty of not having the best diet. I definitely need to work on my diet a little bit more for sure. Not even knowledgeable on it either, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't. That's why like I don't even know about like calories and shit and protein and shit, let alone if raw meat is a high vibration food, you know? All the people are dropping out. Raw fish is good. Yeah, sushi's fire, bro. Start with meeting RDI. What is that? Something daily intake? Oh, yeah, recommended daily intake of every nutrient. Yeah, right. I do it. It's not hard. Help me tremendously. Right, bro. Like just base your diet off of that, of the nutrients that you need, and then kind of pick the shit that has that nutrients. Maybe I will. I probably definitely should. Right on. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call the live here. Are there any last minute little questions or comments somebody wants to touch base on real quick? It's been really fucking fun hanging out. It's been really nice. It was nice catching you live. I appreciate the time. Thank you so much, Oscar. It was very, very fun. It was very fun. I just spent close to 2 hours on live. It was awesome. It feels so rejuvenating. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else before I head out? I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining, for hanging out, for offering your comments and questions and stuff. And it's so beautiful getting to know you all in a different kind of way in the moment where we're all just hanging out. That was cool. Han Solo, I hope you're well, man. Thank you so much for joining. All right, I'm gonna head out. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your night, wonderful rest of your day, wherever you're at. Likewise, from Swede to Maine. Let's go, bro. Thank you guys, and I wish you all the utmost love, the best for all of you. Thank you so much.